Well, hello again, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for another one of our Wednesday video visitations. Once again this week, I am rescued from a solo performance by the presence of the lovely and talented Teresa Albright, who does some of the sacramental preparation and the School of Religion and the Rite of Christian Initiation of Adults here at our fine parish of Visitation. So Teresa's going to talk to us today a little bit about an RCIA rite that takes place this weekend, huh?
Yes,
So
yes, sir.
let her go.
Away? Okay, well, so there are various rites associated with the Rite of Christian Initiation for adults, and this Sunday we will have our first rite for this cycle, and it is called the Rite of Acceptance and Welcome. So I want to kind of go through the rite with you, and so that when you watch at the 8 o'clock Mass, these 5 people coming into this next stage of their journey, you'll kind of have a better understanding of what's going on. So this year we have 5 people, 3 of them, well, 5 adults and 1 young person actually. He's over at the school. And 4 of them are going to be baptized. They're actually catechumens.
Wow.
Yeah, so we only have 2 people in the process right now who have already been baptized. So that's exciting for us. Anyway, this first rite is called the Rite of Acceptance and Welcome, and it symbolizes both their direction to move forward on this journey of faith and our welcoming of them into the household of Christ. So it's worth noting this two-way path that the rite signifies. First, the direction of the inquirers coming towards us, the community, the household of Christ, and then us going out to meet them on the path. So obviously we're not at the point of them being fully initiated into the church. That comes at Easter. But we are already at the point of wanting to welcome them into the community, give them a welcoming embrace, and show our support to them. And at the same time, they have been on the journey already with their sponsors and the team, the RCIA team made up of parishioners, and they're ready to tell us what they have discerned so far. And what they have discerned is that they want to continue on the journey to the next stage. So I thought I would read the very special part that's probably my favorite part of this rite, and that's the signing of the senses. So at one point in the rite on Sunday during the 8 o'clock Mass, the sponsors will sign their candidate's body as Father Brad reads the following words. So I'd like to invite us all right now to maybe pray this most ancient prayer, the sign of the cross, together, and bless ourselves as you're listening to this video, as I read these words aloud. Receive this cross on your forehead. It is Christ himself who now strengthens you with the sign of his love. Learn to know him and follow him. Receive the sign of the cross on your ears, that you may hear the voice of the Lord. Receive the sign of the cross on your eyes, that you may see the glory of God. Receive the sign of the cross on your lips, that you may respond to the word of God. Receive the sign of the cross on your heart, that Christ may dwell there by faith. Receive the sign of the cross on your shoulders, that you may bear the gentle yoke of Christ. Receive the cross on your hands, that you may be known in the work which you do. And receive the sign of the cross on your feet, that you may walk in the way of Christ. So I hope you'll all join us either in person or online during the 8 o'clock Mass. and give witness to these catechumens and candidates as they make this next step in their journey. Thank you.
The 8 o'clock Mass is the one that's live streamed, right?
Yes.
So everyone will have an opportunity to see that. When do we begin breaking of the word?
This Sunday, they'll have their first dismissal.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I'll have a lot of things to remember, won't I?
Yes, you will.
And you know I customarily mess up.
Well, we'll be there for you to help remind you.
Okay.
You can't mess it up too badly.
Well, you know that's not true. Well,
Right.
is that everything you want to say?
That's all I got.
Okay, well then I'll run along here with a few little things. It's not going to come as news to anybody that we're in the middle of a pandemic, and it is really a challenging time because we have to do so many things differently. But that's not the hardest part of it. You know, the hardest part of it, I think, is you have to say no so much. You know, no to people about various decisions over at school, no about the kinds of meetings people want to have surrounding different social events at the parish, just a bunch of no's. Well, now we're in the process of choosing Christmas masses, and there's going to be a whole lot of no's about that also. And I don't know, my alter ego Megan might have to rescue me here, but this is my understanding. Tuesday, everything went kaboom on the 1st of December, and people started calling in here to make reservations for one of our Christmas Eve and Christmas Masses. They're at 2:35, 7:30, 10 on Christmas Eve, and then 10 o'clock on Christmas Day. So people have been calling in. The phone's been, I'm not exaggerating, ringing off the hook, such that many of these masses are full. In fact, Megan tells me here that the 2:30 and the 5 p.m. masses on Christmas Eve, for all intents and purposes, are already full. And it says Megan will begin assigning seating locations next week and will work in the order that the reservations were received. We have a big, long tally sheet with all this information, you see. By sheer numbers, we have enough requests to fill all the masses right now. However, some of you may not receive either your first or second choices, and when Megan contacts you, you may opt to stay on a waiting list for your first choices rather than select to come to one of the other masses that are not one of your choices. Right now, I think the most vacancies are at 7:30 Christmas Eve. Isn't that right, Megan?
I believe so.
Because that's
yeah, the 2:30 and 5 we can't put all the people that want to be in them in, and the 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. just by first choices are over half full, but the 7:30 still has quite a bit of space unless people end up getting moved to that one because their first isn't available.
Yeah. So, you know, Visitation Parish might prove to be the undoing of some well-laid Christmas Eve plans, and I apologize for that. I really do. Next year, please God, we'll be able to get back to doing things the good old-fashioned, tried and true Visitation way. Well, if you called early yesterday morning, Tuesday morning, you can expect to hear from Megan early next week, says here on Monday or Tuesday. And those who called later in the day yesterday will hear from Megan later in the week. Please be patient. She'll get to you as soon as she can. I know she will, because there are very few people in the world as diligent and productive as Megan Berdalski. Okay, this one's also from Megan. For those of you who've already made a pledge to the 2021 annual appeal, I thank you very much. I sat at the desk, I think 4 or 5 hours yesterday, signing all those appeal letters and writing 2 and 3 and 4 line notes on many of them. We'd like to remind those who haven't returned their pledge card yet for the coming year to please do it as soon as you can, because it greatly helps us in budget preparations. A reminder that Peace Tree donations are due this Sunday. The Advent Peace Tree is one of those things that looks different this year. But the agencies that benefit from our peace tree still need your support. No gift purchasing is necessary. We're just accepting financial contributions this year. To contribute, go to the website or click on the peace tree photo or bring a check to the drop box next to the tree in the narthex or mail a check to the office. We have all these possibilities. Contributions will be distributed to agencies next week in time to benefit their clients this Christmas season. You know, it's all happening so fast, isn't it? It's just, I'll tell you, it just makes a big fat fist in the center of my chest when I think about how fast it's all going. Okay, and then finally, I want to talk about Advent Pennant services. You know, we always do Pennant services in Advent, except this year. We're not doing one. No parish in the deanery is doing one. I don't think any parish anywhere around is doing one because, you know, to do an Advent Pennant service, you got to sit knee to knee and face to face with somebody. And of course, that offends social distancing protocols, and so we can't do it. And in order to make up for it, and it's not going to make up for it, but we do what we can, we will amplify the time of hearing confessions. Confessions are here at Visitation every Saturday at 3 o'clock until roughly 3:45, 3:50, whenever the line runs out, if there is a line. Well, for the remainder of Advent, I'll be in the confessional room where there's a good 12, 15 feet of distance between us, or there's a cloth between the two of us, probably one hanging on your face and one hanging on mine, and the other one that's already there. So I think everything will be fine. But we'll do more confessions on the Tuesday nights of Advent, okay? So next Tuesday's the Solemnity of the Immaculate Conception, the 8th of December. Not a holy day of obligation this year because of COVID and the bishop's suspension of Mass obligations. But we still will have a 6 p.m. Mass next Tuesday. And right after that Mass, I'll walk into the confessional and I'll be there for as long as people want to come. The Tuesday after that, the 15th, I'll hear from 6 to 7. I got to quit at 7 because there's a finance committee meeting that night. And please God, I hope I have some good news to report about finding a business manager for the finance committee that night. But right now, the well is dry. And then the Wednesday after that, the 22nd, I'll go in there at 6 p.m. and I'll stay in there until the line runs out, okay? So you catch that. The Tuesdays of Advent will have extra confessions. This coming Tuesday from 6 p.m. on, the 15th from 6 to 7, the 22nd from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m., if that's what it takes. All right, that's everything I have to say. Do you ladies, Teresa and Megan, have anything you think, can you think of anything I need to add? No? Okay. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for being with us for this week's video visitation. And I'll see you again next week. And until then, goodbye and God bless.